Hi, welcome to another edition of STEAM at Home. I'm Miss Barbara from the Huntington Beach Library, and today I'm going to be telling you how to make a button spinner and some optical illusional toys. So for our button spinner, which is an old-fashioned toy, which even the Native Americans used to play. Now, of course, the Native Americans didn't use buttons. They used bone or carved wood. But the pioneer children did use buttons, so you need a button that has holes in it. So you can see I have a button right here with holes in it. And you're going to need some string. And you're going to cut probably about a foot of string. So you can string it through on both sides. So here I have my single button. This one has two. You can see it's got holes in it. You want to take your string and you want to string it through on each side with one piece of string, and then you're going to tie it at the end. So you can see it's probably 12 inches on both sides. All right, so this is how a button spinner works. As I said, the Victorian children and pioneer children would play with these. It's like an old-fashioned fidget spinner. So you've got your button, and now you're going to take it, you're going to spin it. And it's going to go back and forth, and you can keep on spinning it. And it makes a little whooshing noise. So if you listen carefully, you can hear it whoosh. So this is just a single button. What happens if you have more than one button? Well, if you read some of the Little House on the Prairie books, that's what little Laura did. Her mom would give her some extra buttons, and she would put them on a string like this. They don't all have to be the same size. And when you spin them together, they make kind of a whooshing noise. You can see. And you can just go back and forth, and the strings twist, so you can go back and forth and keep them spinning. And they make little noises, and you can see how long you can keep them spinning. And that is an old-fashioned button spinner. Now I have kind of the same concept of a button spinner, but this is more of an optical illusion version of the button spinner. So for this one, you need a piece of cardboard. If you're getting Amazon boxes, you probably have some access to cardboard there. You will need adult supervision because cutting cardboard can be difficult. Might want to trace a coffee can so you get a nice round circle, and then have help punching in the holes just like it were a button. One side you want to leave plain. On the other side, you want to do something like a color wheel. Now you could actually draw, take a ruler and draw these colors yourself. I went online and I printed out a color wheel and I glued it onto my cardboard. I found that a lot easier. So then I took my string, and just like it were a giant button, I strung it in there. One end is tied. So now I have it like this. Now the purpose of this one is so when you spin it, if you spin it fast enough, it's going to look like all the colors have disappeared. Let's see if we can make that happen. So I'm going to twist it around like this, just like we're doing like a button spinner. And now you can see, if you spin it fast enough, it looks as though the colors are blending together. You can do this for hours. It makes a slight whirling noise. It's an optical illusion. Now, you don't have to do a color wheel. You could just do a spiral. You could do all sorts of designs and watch the colors blend. Now, I did wonder what would happen if you did not have access to cardboard, because I realize not everyone has access to cardboard. What happens if you just had a paper plate? Well, as you know, paper plates are not as sturdy and strong as cardboard. But I did get a paper plate, and you can see I left one side plain, although you could decorate your paper plate. And I did a color wheel on this side, and I poked two holes in it just like it were a button, and I strung my string in it, and let's see if we can get it to work with a paper plate. Now remember, a paper plate is not as strong as cardboard, so it will be a little trickier to get it to spin. But let's see if we can do it. I'll flip it around, and let's see if we can get it to spin. Now, as I said, it's a little bit trickier because it's a paper plate. So let's see if we can do it. Because I think you can. It just takes a lot more patience because it's a paper plate and not cardboard. But you can see it can happen. You can get it to spin. It's just not quite as easy as if you were cardboard. You just have to have patience. But if you don't have access to cardboard, you can do the same concept with a paper plate. And it's making a slight whooshing noise, just like the old-fashioned Native American spinners did too. So those are some fun optical illusional toys that you can make. But I have another one. This is called a thermotrope, and these were really popular in the late 1800s and early 1900s. They're pretty easy to make, and you can do your own designs. They even have some nice designs online. But I decided I would do my own. So the first thing you need is a round circle. I use the middle paper plates, but if you have some nice like cardstock that you can cut out, and what you want to do is you want to do a design on one side. So here I have my sun. I did a sun on one side of my circle, and then I did a smiley face on the other side. I punched 2 holes on either side, and you want something so you can twist this back and forth. So it's going to look, the whole reason for this is that it's going to look as though the sun is smiling at you. All right, shall we try it? So you can see this is my version of a thermotrope, and we've got a smiling sun. Now you can do these with different designs, like a cage on one side and a bird on the other, so when you flip it, it looks like the bird's in the cage. This one I tried to make it look as though the butterfly was opening and closing its wings. Let's see if we can get this to work. So as I said, you can do all sorts of fun things, making your own thermotropes and spinning toys to see if you can get yours to work. And it's an optical illusion because you're spinning it so fast, it looks as though the toy is almost like a flip book, except it's just a little flipping disc. So these are just some of the fun things that you can do at home during the summer. This is Miss Barbara signing off. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Most importantly, keep on reading, and remember to dig deeper, read, investigate, discover.